If you clicked on this video, you want to know how you can bring music back into your life. I have 4 ways for people who've lost a little touch of what music is now, and it'll help you listen to some new things and enjoy the world of music like you used to. I have brought music back into my middle-aged life. I know that some of you, if you click on this, some of you have struggled with this. I have been at book club, meetings, saw friends, and over the course of a couple years, I had many people ask me, I'm just not listening to music like I used to. I used to love music. I don't know where to find it. I don't know how to use it. I just am not listening to music. And so about 5 years ago, I went on a quest to figure out how I could bring more music into my life. And I'm still on that quest, but this is what I've learned so far. I did a project called Listen Like a Teenager. And I remembered what it was like as a teenager to roam the aisles of Tower Records in Southern California, to flip through the bins of CDs, and really spend time looking for music. The other thing I remember is listening to K-Rock, which was sort of the college station that everybody listened to. And I'm of the age that started with MTV. And so hours and hours of watching MTV and videotaping videos and rewatching them, and just so much music in my life that I wanted that back because I loved it. I loved it. And so what I did was a project called Listen Like a Teenager, where I would find one artist. And when I did it the first year, I would find a new artist every month, and I would listen to their latest album. I would look at the albums that were coming out and choose one, often from someone that I never heard of. And for a month, I would listen to that album all the way through as many times a week as I could, because that's how you used to listen when you were a teenager. You listened to not just the popular song, but all the songs on the album. And I have to say that I'm nostalgic enough that I believe an album is an art form on its own, and that there's like an ebb and flow to an album as opposed to just the top songs. And so I would do that, and it was great. I learned of so many artists that I had never heard of, all kinds of genres, and it just changed everything, honestly. I don't do the same now. I'm not doing it every month, but what I do is probably 7 times a year pick someone new, and I listen to that album on repeat for multiple times. And I just feel like I've had a deeper appreciation for newer artists, younger artists. And I just have fallen back in love with music, and it makes my life happier. There is something about listening to music while you're doing mundane chores or driving in your car or on any kind of commute, really. It changes it. It creates a better mood. And that's important. That's important. We're responsible for how we want to feel. And if music can help us feel better, let's do it. So Listen Like a Teenager. I'll link my playlist down in the description, and you can see what I've listened to over the years, and maybe you'll get inspired to listen to some of them too. 3 other things, and these are sort of bonus tips that I've learned along the way that might help you, is 2 are product related, and 1 is you gotta find someone younger. So let's talk about it. The first product is my AirPods. So I went ahead and bought the most expensive, and I love them. They have the surround sound. They have the ability that when someone's talking to you, that they quiet, and then they go back to the level that they were at. And I wear these all the time. I wear them while I'm working for the most part. I wear them when I'm shopping. I wear them out in the world. I wear them when I'm cleaning. They are kind of a constant companion now. I was hesitant because I had bought all kinds of cheap earbuds and headphones, and it was my daughter who said, no, you should really invest. And I'm really happy that I did. Now, you don't have to do that. You don't need to get the Apple AirPods, but any kind of over the ear or earbud is going to be a better, different experience than a speaker in the house or in your car. Now, when I'm driving, I don't wear them, but it just has a better sound quality, and that changes music. That makes music better. And so I'm really happy that I did it, that I took the plunge, basically. I'm an underbuyer. I don't like to spend money, and so this was really a gift to myself. I love them so much that I bought my husband a pair because I wanted him to have that same experience. And so I highly recommend. Not sponsored, not sponsored, just really happy with the Apple product, but any of them, you can buy anything. I have used the cheapest and they've been great too, just to have that more full experience of sound, which is also totally something I did as a teenager. The next tip is also about a speaker, but not quite that. It is either an Alexa or the Google Home, or I think Apple has one too. We have the Google one, who never really understands what I'm saying, but does understand what my husband's saying, which probably have lots of thoughts about. But I love it because we'll be talking and we'll think of a song and we can just say, hey, Google, play X. Sorry if I just let your thing go. I'm sorry. That's right. You can't say these things. Anywho, I love it. I love having that ability. We have one in the living room. We have one in the kitchen. And it has just made music more part of our lives. And I think that's something that's good for us. I don't have it on all the time because I have my earbuds in, but when we're in the kitchen together or we're in the living room together, it's nice to have that. And just that instant access to any song you're thinking of is amazing. I will say they get it wrong probably, I don't know, 30% of the time. And that's pretty funny too, because what they hear us say is not quite what we've said. And we've heard some really funny things. My husband has a trick where he will just ask it to do a song about anything. He'll say, like, I'll be cooking soup and he'll say, hey, I won't say it, machine, play a song about soup. And then it just goes through its catalog and it plays a song. We have ours hooked up to our music service, and there are a lot of those that you can choose from. But yeah, I definitely think those home speakers also add music to your life. And then the last tip is something where you kind of need a younger person or someone that's more music centric, or really just cooler than you. I mean, that's what I needed. I needed someone younger and someone cooler. And I basically just asked my daughter, and we have shared playlists. So we use Spotify, and we're able to share a playlist where I add music and she adds music, and that has just added so much new music to me. She's in her early 30s, and so I am hearing things I would never have listened to before, and she also gets to hear some of the things that I listen. They have a cool feature, by the way, in Spotify. Again, not sponsored, but they do an automatic blend. So if you connect to another user, it will blend a playlist using AI of what you listen to and what they listen to. Sometimes they don't get that right either, but for the most part they do. And so you don't even have to do anything except to connect. And you can use any music service for this kind of thing, but asking someone younger, even if you just asked them, hey, who are you listening to today? Or hey, what kind of music are you into? First of all, if they're teenagers or in their 20s, they will light up. In fact, most people will light up about music if you ask them. And so it's a great conversation starter. But ask them, like, who are you listening to? Or whose album are you really excited about? Or who just came out that you really would love to see in concert? You know, whatever it is. And then that gives you a clue of who you might listen to. Not all of us have young people at home anymore. We don't. We're empty nesters. And so this is a way for us to still stay in touch with what's new. I listen to plenty of 80s music, which is what I grew up on. And also everything from the 60s and 70s too. And so I love that still, but I want to stay relevant and fresh even in my music taste. So getting in with an actual teenager or anyone younger than you allows you to add that to your life. And if you already have that, that is such a blessing. You are so lucky. I hope you enjoy music in one way or another. And if you have a way that you're doing that, let us know in the comments, because you got to help some folks out. Those of us who really want to bring music into our lives, we need to know how to do that regularly. So I hope these tips helped. And if you have one, please let us know what that might be.